Welcome to the St. Louis podcast for December 1st, 2023. Wow, December. I'm your glorious host today, Eric Brown, sitting next to Katie Baker. Today we have Lyndsay O'Neil, owner of the Cake House Design in South County, on the St. Louis podcast, and we're going to get into the weeds with her and her business. But before we do, this is the St. Louis podcast. We're each and every Friday, 7 a.m. Central Standard Time. We drop an episode on all major podcasting, audio, and video platforms, where we meet with the most badass people and creators, talk about business, entrepreneurship, and current events. Now let's jump into it. Lyndsay, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Doing good. Doing good. After Thanksgiving, back at work, which sucks, but you know it is what it is.
Here we are.
It's gonna be I think it's gonna be a slow month here in January for.
January is always the slowest.
The resting month.
Mm-hmm.
It is. It is. No one cares. Everyone's like, I got family. I'm going out of town. I'm doing X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
No one wants to do any real business in December, which I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. All right. So we got, again, Lyndsay O'Neil on the podcast, owner of Cake House Design, located in South County. So that's been open since 2016. So you're running on year 7 now?
Yeah, year 7.
That's awesome. Started caking at 13 years old. Why do we have the caking in quotation marks here? What?
Because I would think it would be baking.
It's caking for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you put that or did I put that?
I did that.
Okay, because I say that all the time.
Yeah.
So I just didn't know if you just stole it from somewhere that I put it somewhere.
I saw it in an article. Yeah.
Yeah, I always say that I obviously bake, we bake the cakes so that we can decorate them. But that is my most favorite part, is to create the art.
Okay.
It's like we obviously have a team. It's not just me, that they do all of that prep work, and the caking, definitely designing and decorating is my fave.
Yeah.
So what made you get into it? You said before we started the podcast, your dad's a chef and you didn't want to get into food.
Yes.
What made you change your mind?
Okay, so obviously I grew up in this line of work, just seeing my dad bust his butt my whole life and just working all the time. And then my mom was in weddings and catering, and so I literally, we'd go to garage sales and I'd buy the wedding books. I love that stuff.
Yeah.
But my whole entire life, I wanted to be in the medical field. Literally since I could watch TV. I grew up watching ER and all the doctor shows. My uncle starred in ER in one season. And so I was just so excited to watch him. And I'm sure that's what started it. I don't really know. So I always want to do medical field, doctor, nurse, whatever it was. I literally bounced back and forth from little kid to high school to college. I finally nailed it down. I was going to do nursing and labor and delivery. So college, I was going to do my gen ed so that I can go to nursing school after. I worked in a bakery throughout high school, but I played volleyball in school. And after that season was over, my mom's like, all right, you need to find something else to do so you don't drive me crazy. How about cake decorating class? And I said, how about no? But I did it anyway. Michael's craft store, they did cake decorating classes. And I in my head, I'm like, it's just going to be a bunch of old ladies and I just don't want to do this. And it was a bunch of old ladies, apparently. I don't know. At 13, I thought they were old ladies. It was probably people like me. I don't know.
Yeah.
So they had 4 courses and I did all of them. And then I just, I made cakes at home, with my dad and my mom, just made all those things. And then, my aunt's like, oh, my niece can do your cake. And then just would start telling random people. So I did that out of my house for 4 years.
Okay.
And then high school, I needed a job. I wanted some stuff. So my parents were like, well, you're going to have to work a little bit more. So got a job at a bakery, worked there 4.5 years. And then I opened my own bakery right after that. It wasn't going that way at all. 2 years into the bakery, I had obviously graduated high school and then I got to college, and I was not that student who ever had to try. Everything just came natural to me.
So you didn't have the location yet, though?
Oh, I had nothing.
Okay,
no. This, I was still going to nursing school in my head.
Okay.
The whole time.
Okay.
I was going to nursing school and I was going into my gen ed in college, and I was like, dang, I'm going to have to start trying.
Yeah.
I've never done this in my life. And then I really realized that I didn't want to try. It didn't come easy. So I'm like, all right, what am I going to do? I was in the bakery that I was working at where the ownership had actually changed and the new people came in. They were a lot less experienced in the bakery world.
Mm-hmm.
It was interesting. It was just like two moms that just thought it'd be fun to own a bakery. And that was, I hope, fun for them as much as I thought, as they
Sounds
thought
like
it
a
was.
nightmare.
Yeah.
It sure was.
Yeah.
At the end, it just.
I'm sure. Yeah.
So I was a high schooler. Like, I still need money. Got to pay for my new car.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So
Going into business for fun is
never fun.
Yeah, no.
It's not fun.
No.
So as I assumed more and more responsibility, because we then realized that they didn't have a lot of the knowledge, then it became not so fun to me. And then we actually, at that point, I was like, the college thing's going to have to go. Like, I got to cut that out. So I dropped out. And my parents were like, listen, these owners, I feel like you could do this. One of the owners kind of came to me. They're like, would you be interested in buying me out? And I'm like, whoa, this is going to get really messy.
Yeah.
So I talked to my parents. They're like, listen, if this is what you want to do, we'll help you.
Yeah.
So we wrote them an offer letter. Things got really, really rough because the other one didn't love that.
Sure.
So they said no. And then my parents were like, you can do this. You
Yeah.
can do this by yourself.
You basically were, it sounds like. Yeah.
That last year I was.
Yeah.
It was, I was doing everything and they were just like leaving on our busiest days. It was really wild. So I'm like, okay, well, if I can do this.
See you later. Good luck.
That's literally how it was. So I quit my job in April of 2016. And we opened in September of 2016.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, and like 10 miles down the street from that location where I worked.
Now, are they still open?
No.
Okay. Makes sense.
No, they're not.
Yeah. Makes sense.
But here we are.
So, okay. So caking is the decorating portion.
Yes.
Why is that? So that's more fun than the actual baking side.
I think
obviously.
so. Yeah, yeah. I mean, you're just like eggs, flour, sugar, mix it up, and then you just gotta sit there and wait.
I worked in a bakery for like a year, and
What
I
bakery?
mainly
What
cleaned
bakery?
dishes. Party pastry.
Okay. Is that in St. Louis?
Yeah, it was.
Okay.
They're no longer open
Okay.
either, but they were Clayton and Kerr's Mill,
Okay. Nice.
and yeah, I mainly cleaned dishes,
That's what my brother does.
and
for me.
that job sucked in the bakery because you have like 100 pans
Yeah.
of just. Dude, so many pans. Unbelievable amount of pans. Pans and like 6 sinks. I'm like, this is horrible.
That's what's going on today.
Bowl,
Like,
like mixing
there will
bowls,
be a
yeah.
million pans when I get back because it's like our huge baking day
Yeah.
and
Yep.
prepping and
Dude, so many pans.
Yeah.
Stacked.
Yeah.
It's like, this is insane.
and nobody cares because like they got to do their job.
Yeah,
They just
no,
throw it back
yeah.
there to
Yeah.
the boy,
Yeah.
and he just hates his life and does it.
And I learned how to bake donuts,
Nice.
and that was it.
All right.
And I learned how to like roll and like form stuff.
Okay. So they taught you some things.
Some things, yeah. But mainly I was the dishwasher.
I was going to say they were probably just like, get back there.
Everybody needs a dishwasher,
I
but it's
know.
also like where you start. Like my dad started as a dishwasher, and now
Everyone starts as a dishwasher.
you got to start at the
Yeah,
bottom. Like
yeah.
I feel like that's something that's not taught anymore. Like people graduate college and they're like, "All right, I'm going to be the CEO of your company," and they walk in and they're like, "I don't know what you're talking about here. That's not how that works."
Yeah, the entitlement, the entitlement's a weird one.
It's different.
Though, I wonder what generation it really kind of started with, or was it a generation thing? Was it an attitude change? Is it social media and the internet, and we're like, holy shit, there's so much stuff out there for us to do?
I think it's all the above.
I think it's definitely a combination of both. Like parents are.
We were also given so much shit. Like everyone that's like under 40, I would say 35, 40 is like we were all kind of born in that spoil age.
Yeah.
And people
Yeah.
still are, but like we were kind of I feel like I was kind of the start of that. I'm 30, so I feel like everyone I knew and everyone like that grew up through the 90s like always had shit. Most
Yeah.
people. Well, not most people.
Yeah, but I almost feel
It was a time of splurging.
but I feel like people are not as grateful anymore.
No, definitely not.
They
expect
kind
it.
of,
It's
that's
just
what I was
the
going to say. They just
expect it.
expect it.
So they expect presents on Christmas instead of being grateful.
Not
for them.
even just on Christmas, just in
Just,
general.
all
I want this, so
times.
you need to go get it for me.
It's that Amazon
wild.
Prime mentality, and they
Yep.
want it now.
Yeah.
I mean, that's insane. Like I don't know. Like my parents gave me everything I needed, but it got to a point like if you want certain things, you're going to have to work for it. And like
Yeah.
that's why at 13 I was making cakes because I wanted a lot of nice
Yeah.
things. And so I'm like, all right, I'm gonna get whatever I want, and I'm just gonna work.
Yep.
I've got 2 friends. Both of them have kids, and they'll both call them for
Mhm.
money, and they'll Cash App or Venmo them money. for them to use.
Yeah, that's not.
That's wild. All the time.
Yeah, my parents
All-
would not do that.
All the time.
If I was
like,
in a dire situation, then yeah. But if I'm just like, hey, I want this new phone, they're not gonna be like,
I like literally never asked my parents for money outside of like Christmas and birthday.
right.
And if I was like, because I always had a job though when I started like 13, so I always
Mm-hmm.
had money. But so usually they would like offer some cash. Like if I was going out to do something, I was like,
Same.
You're going out to the movies, like here's like $20.
Mm-hmm.
I would never.
Now $20 barely buys you a ticket.
I know now now $20 back then. Shit, that got you what? I remember tickets being like $8-9 back then.
Absolutely.
$7.
And then you could go to the early show and get like $5, like that matinee ticket.
We used to go to the Galaxy in Chesterfield, and you could buy one ticket, and we would just go around to all the movies. Like
you could
we
still
saw
do that
3
now
movies
though
in a
because
day.
they don't check the tickets anymore.
No, they really don't.
Mm-mm.
I
They
mean,
don't care.
they don't. They say they
The
even
problem
like,
is
check
the
your
seat
bags.
thing. They have the seats assigned now, though.
That's true.
Well, actually,
But-
they have the board outside, don't they? That show what seats are taken.
Yeah, but you can also just go on the
so
website
can't you just sit in one that's not okay? That actually makes it easier, doesn't
or
it?
just be like, oh my gosh, so sorry.
No, it's not. Just
Oh, I'm
like
in
when
the-
you go to the Cardinals
I'm in
game,
the
you
wrong
just try to
movie.
sit in your seat until
Yeah.
they get there, which
Yeah.
I'm like, you're not that much closer.
Yeah.
You're right behind
Right.
me.
yeah, yeah.
I hate those people,
I
honestly.
don't
So
know.
weird.
No, what you do is you go and sit in your seat, and then you wait till like the 4th or 5th inning,
Yes.
and then you move down.
Yes.
That's exact.
Common sense.
Yeah.
See, that's another thing that's lacking these days.
Yeah,
Yep,
yeah.
Very much so.
Everyone knows the play. You go and sit in your seats. If they're shitty, you deal with it until.
Wait for one period,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
if nobody's there,
on.
move down.
Also, like, just buy the tickets that you want. Stop
Yeah, that's true.
being,
Yeah.
That's also true. I don't do that anymore. Well, Cardinals, you still do, because the
I don't
problem
even
is
go.
I haven't been to a Cardinals
They're
game in
boring.
years. I know. They need to like do something more during the game.
Well,
More than play baseball.
yeah. What's the point then?
What
don't
else
know.
would they do while they're playing
Just
baseball?
watch it
I
at
don't
home.
know. They almost need like a movie playing in center field or something.
On the jumbotron.
Yeah, they almost
we
need to
don't
be
need the
playing-
close up.
We just
We need to be watching a new Marvel
What
Yeah.
do
movie.
you want? The Sandlot being played center stage?
Yeah, that's
Yes,
way more. That's
exactly,
way more
and
interesting than an actual game of
And
baseball.
I love baseball, but like going to a baseball game, I used to like it
Are
as
you
a
like
kid.
actually watching anymore though?
No, I'm talking to people sitting
Exactly.
next to me.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Drinking
why are
beer,
we even
eating
here?
hot dogs. Yeah.
Yeah, it's $18 for a Bud Light. It's like literally this is
Mhm.
highway
So
robbery.
ridiculous.
It's insane.
Yeah.
Well, the last time I was at the stadium, I think was 2 years ago, and they wouldn't allow me to buy, or they only allow me to buy 2 beers at a time,
Yep.
and they had to
What?
open them right
Oh,
then
yeah.
and there.
You have
Yeah.
to open them.
It's like, what happened to go and getting the boys some drinks? They can't even do it.
No.
They can't
They
even
ca-
group.
because-
I can't
because
even get a
they-
group of
They
people
can't
drinks.
be. They can't be liable.
Yeah, too many
anymore.
lawsuits.
That's so weird. We was at the
Yeah.
Chiefs game and people were just like buying like
hmm
10 at a time.
Hmm.
And I handed them out to everybody. And I'm just like, all right.
That's because, damn, the Chiefs stadium, that they know how to tailgate though. They know how to do it right.
There's a lot going on.
I
Eric,
like
Just think of it this
I
way,
like
right?
hating on the Chiefs though.
Any nice thing that we no longer have, someone else ruined for us.
Yeah.
Just remember that, okay?
Absolutely.
hmm Well, Shark Bar and Ballpark, they're
Mhm.
not open right now because they're getting sued.
Nice.
Oh no! Why?
What is Shark
Um,
Bar?
It's in the top part next to PBR. It's just a bar.
Oh, why are they
um,
getting sued?
So one of the bartenders
served?
overserved, and a guy drove drunk and killed like a little boy.
But also, like he was driving drunk.
Right.
I don't-
But apparently the guy was like very,
Obliterated.
very visibly intoxicated, and they didn't care. They were just like, here, keep drinking.
Mm.
And at that
Not
point,
good.
the business is liable
Mhm.
for doing that. Because when I was a waitress, like you get trained
To cut somebody
to
off.
to know.
Yeah, but also it could have been it could be like, I guess if they're
That's
still
a-
if they're
definitely a
still
sticky
serving him and
situation.
he's like,
Mhm.
if he's like hammered at the bar and you're still serving him, yeah, that's fucked up.
Yeah.
Well, because it's supposed to be, you see that he's clearly drunk,
Yeah.
you cut him off, and you offer to call them like an Uber or
Yes,
something
you
to
call a
get them
taxi
out,
or
you know?
something. Yeah.
I have
You can't just let
never-
them leave.
Because
yeah.
because they're in your establishment and you're
I don't feel like I've seen many people ever cut off. Like,
Most people don't get stupid drunk in
Mm.
bars unless you're talking about like a dive bar or something.
I mean, I used to go to Soulard and all these places.
Yeah.
Maybe I just
Definitely
didn't
not
pay
cutting you off
attention.
in Soulard, though.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the thing. Like they can kick you out, and you'll be on the side of the street drunk, and they don't care.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's
so
like that's the vibe.
but I almost
they
feel
also
like
don't
now
have a lot of cameras though. I feel like Ballpark Village probably has
oh,
cameras
yeah.
absolutely
the security
everywhere.
is insane too.
So, I mean, if you have video of someone at a bar and he's like, or she's like all over the place,
Right.
visibly, yeah.
There's too
They're
many people.
serving-
Everybody has phones, so they're
Mhm.
recording everything at
Yeah.
any point.
Yeah.
But also, you paying that much attention. You got one bartender. You got 100 people. Like you
Ugh,
just
it's a
like
lot of
taking
heads to
orders. Like
A lot of heads get counted.
so the bar is going to be responsible, not the actual bartender. Like the
Yes.
bartender wouldn't be held responsible.
No.
So it's just liability
Yeah.
for the bar.
Because Shark Bar
Interesting.
also has like 3 bars inside of it.
Like a little pilot.
Yeah, like the
So is it
door has
completely
one
shut
with
down right
one.
now?
Yeah,
is it
we
still
went
open?
out for Thanksgiving and we wanted to go to Shark Bar. The only bar that was open was PBR.
Interesting.
I love that you called it that, just like actually in a conversation, because like we always say just like jokingly, because like that's what it is, but in a sentence it sounds so much better.
Oh yeah.
I
what it is.
didn't even go out for
It was
Thanksgiving.
honestly a nightmare because PBR was the only bar open. That's where everybody was.
Yikes.
Do they still have the bowl?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did ride that last year at a Christmas party.
I've ridden it. It's a good time.
They fuck the girls up every time you get on there.
It's because it's hilarious. That's because everyone's laughing their ass off.
I
That's
wrote
why.
it
Well, it's they want to fuck everyone up. Like
yeah,
the
but
goal-
the girls, they just do this back and forth. I went on it for the
well,
first
I don't know.
time
I don't,
like a
again, I
month
don't
or
pay
so
that much
ago.
attention,
And Ned went up to the like operator guy and was like, fuck her up. Because I had never ridden it. I was like, I'm scared. That shit's hard.
Yes.
It hurts.
Yes,
Hurts your
100%,
legs.
100%.
And people do that for a living,
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
for fun.
Mm-hmm.
That is
Like on
something.
Yellowstone. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh God.
The
Like
rodeo
on,
clowns.
like on. They're not called. They're
Well,
not
the
called
rodeo
clowns.
clown is the guy
But
that
the al-
distracts the
Yes,
bull. He's
but-
not
yes.
riding it.
Yes. Rodeo clown
the-
is only for bull riding, or bull riding. My God, bullfighting. I don't think,
What? Bullfighting,
or
like in Spain.
or bull. I don't know.
I think
what
it's a
I'm
rodeo
talking about.
clown in bull riding. Yeah,
Yeah,
like at
yeah.
PBR.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Well, they use them just
Wha-
so that way the bull.
Are they
doesn't
called rodeo
gore.
clowns
Yes,
still?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they
Okay.
distract the bull
Yeah,
while
okay.
you're dangling from its foot, so there's not trampling on you.
Yeah.
I've been to a PBR or two in my life.
Yeah, fair man. That bull's nice and mad by the time you finally fall off of it.
He's
Yeah, that's-
crushing your skull.
Yeah.
Dude, they're crushing its balls, so that's why it's so upset.
Well,
That's a wild game. How do we start talking about bull riding?
PBR.
Oh, that's right.
yeah.
All right, let's go back to cakes.
All right.
I got some questions about cakes.
I hope I have answers.
Okay, so design. How often are you going to buy a cake that has something on the top of it that maybe looks edible, but it's not? I'm always worried about like an over decorated cake and they're having something like I can't eat on it. Does that make sense?
Okay.
I feel like there's always been stuff like I
Well,
feel like
where are you buying it
I also
from?
feel like yes, grocery stores. I agree because like grocery stores, like they buy the cheap like plastic pieces like to put on top. Like
that's what I that's what
see
so
them
that
so-
stuff's edible. It just feels like it's not
oh,
actually
it's
food.
definitely not edible.
No,
it's
plastic
actually
like the
piece.
happy
plastic.
birthday signs.
Those are
No,
plastic.
obviously not the happy
Oh.
birthday signs and shit. But yeah, the plastic. It's like they put like confetti and shit sometimes on there. It's like
sprinkles.
no,
No, I know what you're
sprinkles.
talking about. I don't think that's edible either.
So there is
Like
stuff.
the shiny little
Like curling ribbon that you would
Yeah.
put on a present. Don't eat that.
yeah.
I don't know.
Eric's over here wondering why paper's not edible.
like, what?
There is sugar paper. Like we print on sugar paper. Like we have an edible printer that
But
uses
Deerberg's isn't doing that.
That's what I'm
Like,
saying. Yeah.
you can get like the images, I think, like from
Mhm.
Deerberg's, like you can send in a picture of your grandma to be on
Mhm.
her cake. Like that part is, but then the like during Super Bowl and stuff like that, they have like these little plates like that you can order on the top and it'll have like
Mhm.
Dallas Cowboys,
Yeah,
like all that
yeah.
stuff because like it's cheap. Like we get like books that we can order from, you know, and it's like, oh, you can buy all these little plastic pieces, put on
Mhm.
your cake. And like I don't want you to take off everything off of your cake. It's not necessary.
Okay.
It's a cheaper version for sure and like
Yeah.
time saver, but
Mm-hmm.
we definitely don't do that.
Is it usually just food coloring coming out of the
Well, we do
little
like
squirting guy,
icing.
What?
We
Squirting.
a piping bag.
piping bag?
I mean, we dye the icing with food coloring, but it is
It's still icing.
icing. Yeah.
See, piping bag. That's what I meant.
Did you work at a bakery?
I
thought
didn't
you
do the
did.
decorating. The decorating
Dishes.
was so the decorating was
only.
done. No, decorating was done somewhere else. There was the bakery side, and then there was like all of the actual equipment, baking stuff, and then the front had like the front of the bakery, and then behind or the front of the actual displays. All right, so you walk in on the right side. There's all the displays, and then behind the displays in a wall, there was the
No,
decorating,
I was
and
just
then all
I
the way
was
to
just
the left. Yes.
wondering because you're asking kind of stupid questions.
I didn't learn any. They didn't have like a booklet, and I didn't ask. I just
He
cleaned
learned
this
wash, rinse, sanitize, and that's it.
shit. Pretty much, yeah.
Donuts.
And I knew what the trays were. Yeah, I knew nothing about. I don't even. Yeah, I cleaned the bags. I didn't. They're called bags. I didn't know what they were
Well,
called.
they're not just squirting straight food coloring.
That would be terrible.
No,
I
you're,
have some
you're
food coloring
laying
on
it
my
out.
hands right
It's
now.
icing.
Yeah, you're icing it.
Okay, that's not what you just asked. So
That's what I meant.
We also do fondant, which is basically
Yum.
like edible Play-Doh, is what I call it when we tell
Okay,
them kids,
okay.
which is like sugar and marshmallow.
Can you play with it too, like Play-Doh?
No, it's like literally like edible Play-Doh. Yeah,
Interesting.
it's just straight sugar.
I knew kids that ate Play-Doh in school.
when I was little, one of my birthday parties, I wanted to bake and like decorate cakes with fondant because that's
Yeah.
when Cake Boss was like really popular.
Yes,
And
Oh, yeah.
we bought it. It's hard to use.
it can be. Yes.
The greatest
Granted,
British,
we just
the
got, like,
Great
a
British
kit.
Baking Show.
I love that show,
Yeah.
by the way.
Also, like if you buy like, it usually will sit on the shelf for so long. It'd
Yeah.
be so hard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was really hard.
Do they still have Cake Boss on?
He just launched a new show. I mean, after
Mhm.
his thumb incident, he had
Yeah.
to take a sabbatical.
What happened?
He got his hand smashed at his bowling alley in
Yeah.
his house.
Mm-hmm.
Like the pin thing got stuck and he went to go clear it and it literally fell on his hand.
Oh, the humanity.
Literally,
the,
like
the bowling alley in your basement.
I think about it all the time. I'm like, my hands are my money
That's-
makers, and I'm like, at this point, I should be getting them insured.
Yeah.
That actually is like one thing to worry about when you're bowling is it's the machine.
Mhm.
That thing right there.
I mean, I would typically just like call a guy at the bowling alley
Right.
to be like, hey, you need to
You,
fix
you
this.
clearly have enough money.
I wouldn't be doing that with my hand. Like that's literally how you make your money, and you're
Yeah.
just gonna.
You can have it. You
You're just
can't have
gonna-
insurance on your hands, but you can get
Yes, you
insurance
can.
for like
Yes, you can. Like
on your hand.
Yeah.
I actively am working on getting insurance.
Yeah,
on my
I
hands.
was talking about this the
Really?
other day. This
Mhm.
podcast, this other
J-Lo
podcast.
has it on her butt.
Yeah, this other podcast I
Yeah,
watch,
You're
the
serious.
guy has his voice insured.
Oh, how do you do that? That's not even like a thing.
I don't know, but he was like, if I ever lose my voice, I'm still gonna get paid because
That's
he's like, I'm
awesome.
a podcast host and like I
Who
Who
have
the
to have my
hell's
voice.
insuring that? So who's insuring?
know.
Who's insuring the hands?
An insurance company that
Yeah.
I use.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is it just
it's
normal?
different than my building insurance. It's more of like a workman's comps
Mhm.
side of like insurance. I haven't gotten that far on it,
Okay.
but I basically have contacted my insurance. They'd be like, I need to get some protection for my hands.
Yeah, yeah.
Who do I contact? And she's like, it's actually like workman's comp. So like we're slowly in communications.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Eric, they do offer, so it's disability insurance for like entertainers.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if you lose your voice, illness, vocal cords, they will cover that.
Interesting.
Mhm.
Well, it's your livelihood. You're just
Right.
covering your job.
That makes sense.
I couldn't do much without my hands.
Mm-mm.
I
Yeah.
could tell somebody what to do, but it still doesn't mean it's going to be done the way that I would do it.
Right.
Do you think there's ever going to be some sort of machine that's eventually going to be able to do what you can do?
If somebody were to tell it every move to make, but like I don't know, like I view myself as a very creative person and my designs are very out of the box compared to a lot of
Mhm.
things.
Yeah.
And the things that I pull together, I don't think would be something that a computer could pull together. Like
Yeah.
obviously
yeah.
everybody's interpretation is different, right? I could tell we also have a decorating team, like these are the ones that I want to put together and like they could do it. And like, yes, they're pulling those ideas together, but that wouldn't be how I would have pulled those ideas
Mhm.
together. Like everybody's thoughts are literally different. So I
Yeah.
don't
Sure,
think,
sure.
yes, you could do it. I mean, it's literally like the fry machine at McDonald's. Like, yeah, you could do it, but a human could probably also do it differently, but the outcome, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, fair. Yeah, I'm worried about the future of AI and AGI, especially
I think that
especially
it-
with the whole open AI thing that just happened.
Wait, what?
It definitely is like,
Sam Altman got kicked out as CEO for like 5 days.
ooh,
And then they brought him back. They had like an insurrection. So I forget the guy's name on the board. The head of the board wrote an article essentially about how there's like a 5 to 50% chance that AGI will be built. I think it's 5 to 50. So it's a large number. It's pretty scary. Well, that's obviously his thought, right?
Mhm.
So it's just his thought that AGI will turn into something that will eventually be bad for
Oh.
humanity.
oh, of course, everything has a good and bad side. Like,
Yeah. So I think what they wanted. So OpenAI had originally started as like a nonprofit,
Mm-hmm.
like focusing on studying like AI, and then obviously ChatGPT came out. They turned it like an $80
Mhm.
billion company, and now they want to make money, understandably. And I think they wanted to remove Sam Altman because he was about the money.
Mm.
But the problem is, so is everyone on staff.
Yeah.
So they fired him, and everyone was like, "We're gonna leave." Like
Mm.
majority of the workforce was behind Sam because, of course, you know, if you're working at a company valued at $80 billion, all of those employees are doing very well too.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So if you take away the person that's taking away your livelihood, you're probably gonna
Take it away from everybody that's working.
you're probably gonna be upset about that. So he was gone for like a couple days. They hired the Twitch CEO, the ex Twitch CEO, for like a day. They hired another person for like a day, and then he came back in.
Mm-hmm.
The side of it that I see that essentially directly affects us is like the generation of like my parents and my grandparents. They don't know the difference.
Yeah.
And like the amount of Facebook Messenger things that my grandma sends me of cake, quote unquote, cake ideas, half of them are AI. And I'm like, oh, so cute. They're not real. They're not like, it's so visibly fake,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But clients are going to start bringing these in and expecting outcomes like this that actually are not even possible because a computer made that. Like,
Right.
Really?
yes.
Interesting.
Yes. Like, it's so weird. And like, I obviously, my Instagram, like, news feed is full of wedding inspiration and cakes and things. Like, you see all these things. People are literally creating AI versions of all these weddings. And it's like, these aren't real. Like, and they're going to expect, the expectations are going to be out of this world to be like, hey, like, we actually can't create that. Like, you're going to have to go have your wedding in a VR set because, and like, that's
Meta
so,
may be able to make that happen
right,
in 10
but
years. Yeah.
it's not real. So that's,
But then you get the Karens that are like, well, why? It's right
exactly.
here.
They're like, well, it's in a photo, and then they don't understand or
Yeah.
Like, this
refuse to
isn't
believe.
a real photo.
Yeah.
Oh,
But they
Well,
don't
it's
get
a
it.
photo, but it's not like a camera. It's not like
Yeah.
I took a photo of something.
Exactly.
This is an AI generated photo.
They
It's
just don't
really
get
weird.
it.
Not real.
Mm-hmm.
I know. I know.
I
It's
know. That's why I
insane.
want
The
you to
amount-
make it real. And you're like, okay, but
But like, it's not possible.
The amount of shit that like people will fall for. Chris's mom sends him stuff at the office. All
Oh,
the
I know.
time.
Yeah.
Like she gets called and she's like, "Is this real?" I'm like, dude,
Yeah, they're
Some-
it's
they
like the
can't-
people
it's getting the generation that they have no
people
clue.
I don't. But
that are trying
why
to get
can't
into
you
her
learn?
computer, and she's
Why
like, "How do
can't
I
you
do
learn?
it?"
Why can't they learn though?
They don't care to.
My fiance and I talk about it often. We're just
Like,
like,
why don't they learn? It happens over and over and over again.
Just
It's just
Google
like,
it.
yeah.
One thing I do think is adorable is at the Apple Store, they have those classes
I love
for
that
old
so
people
What?
weekly
It's
to let
so
to
cute.
teach them how to use their iPhone. It's
Dude,
literally so cute.
Imagine teaching that class.
Well, one of my best friend's boyfriend, he works there, and I was like, "Do you have to teach that?" And he was like, "Absolutely not."
How funny. I mean, it's a great class. I would hope more
Yeah.
people take it, but I doubt they do.
Because they have the little chairs at the West County one in the
It is
back, and they
hilarious.
literally teach them how to use it.
I mean, that they should.
Yeah, otherwise they're just gonna continue getting the flip phones.
And like, iPhone really is the most user-friendly phone to work.
yeah,
Like, they should have that for Android. That would make sense because it's actually looking at a robot that makes no sense. Where iPhone's like, there's a phone app. Like, it's the easiest.
Yeah.
I just switched over to iPhone
Oh,
literally like a month ago.
how's that going for you?
I got my phone set up. To be honest, it's not that different.
You
Like-
haven't switched over to the Mac side, though, I see.
I haven't. I need to get a Mac. I was talking to Garrett. He's like, get an iPad. I'm like, no.
It's just like a giant phone.
I'm not getting an iPad.
yeah. I
He's
do
like,
have one.
he's like, it works the same as a laptop. I'm like, I'm not getting an iPad.
No, definitely just go to the Mac. I feel like you'd be very annoyed. If
Mhm.
you have a Mac and a phone, okay, iPad's like I do my
Yes.
sketches for wedding cakes on my iPad. I have
Yes.
a little
Yeah.
Apple Pencil, but like that's really all I'm
I
using
want
it
a
for.
laptop. I don't want an iPad.
yeah, you do sales.
And I
you
don't
need-
like-
You're not like a creative. You don't need to like.
No.
I'm
Do
not
anything.
a creative.
You don't do anything.
I'm not. I am creative, but I'm not a
You don't-
creative.
yeah,
in
you don't,
that
like,
sense.
Draw or
Unless
like,
you're
No, I don't
creating
know.
AI visions
It's-
of cake, you're not a creative.
Mhm.
I'm
at this
literally. Let's put this down, Matt. We need to create an AI cake generated social media channel just to. And send it. Make sure we send it to her family, just so they can
Just
send
my
it to her.
grandma.
Yeah, just her
She will
grandma.
love so much. My uncle's been getting on the train too and sending
Oh,
me things. I'm
God.
like, I can't.
Oh God, that's hilarious. What's your favorite thing about baking and caking?
I like creating things that nobody's ever like seen before.
Mhm.
As essentially like they don't know it's possible. People are such
So
visual
give us
people,
an
right?
example. Create a picture for us.
Create a picture for you.
Do you guys have a TikTok?
It's terrible. Mentally, it's just too much for me. Our Instagram, our Facebook, and TikTok just makes me want to.
Because I feel like I
myself.
love seeing TikTok videos of like cake decorating.
It's bad. My fiance's like, you need to get on TikTok. I'm like, it's just.
I think you guys
All
will
you
blow
need to
up.
do
And
is while
save
you're
it.
decorating a cake, set up your phone and get a stand.
Yeah, get a little tripod.
Yeah.
All right.
Then you
Be
just
looking.
and then you just speed it up. Then you just speed it up very
It's
quickly.
like, I'm one of those weirdos. Like, I hate watching YouTube, like tutorials and things. I'm like, just show me the before and after. I'll figure out how to get it done. Like, I don't want to watch you do it. And I definitely want to watch you do it on mute. That's for sure. I don't need to hear the story of what you're doing and when and why.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's not for me. But, you know.
So wedding cakes.
Okay, so wedding cake. So I feel like a lot of bakeries, like they'll be like, all right, so what do you want for your wedding?
Mm-hmm.
And then the client's like, oh, I found this picture on Pinterest. This is what I want. And then like, okay, we'll do it, right? Like, that's great. And like, I like to dive in deeper and not say finish, but continue telling the story of their wedding,
Yeah.
right? Like, I want to fit in with other aspects of their wedding. Like, I don't want to see like a plain white cake that has the same flowers everywhere else,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
what details are in your dress that we can include? Like, are you
Mhm.
using golds or metallics, or do you have acrylic pillars or things like that? Like, tie in other details that are throughout your wedding,
So it
just
ties
in
it
the
all.
cake, right? Because like,
Mhm.
I feel like a wedding, one, it should look like all of your vendors communicated, even if they didn't.
Mhm.
I like to communicate with the other vendors. It's a little bit of an extra step for me, but it shows, it pays off at the end, right?
Right.
Like, I call like, it depending on obviously the level of the wedding, but if it is a bigger wedding, I will call the florist. I will talk to them like, what are we using? What textures? I'll be like, are you interested in incorporating details from your dress? Like, let me see
Mhm.
your linens. Like, I like all of those details because
Yeah.
it's an art piece at the end of the day, right? Like, it's standing in the middle of your room. People are seeing it when you
Right.
walk in. So I think it's important to incorporate all those little details that they may not think of and they don't realize it's possible because people are just visual. What's out there is all they see and all they know is possible. So I always like create like a separate Pinterest board. Like, they show me, here's my Pinterest board. And I'm like, okay, great. I'm creating you a new one just for cakes. And then
Yeah.
I pull all of those details. They don't know what to search. Like, when you think of a Google search, right? You're like, white wedding cake with pink flowers because in their head, they're just having pink flowers
Yep.
and they just want a white cake. But obviously colors can be changed and flowers can be changed. So
Mhm.
I'm using other keywords to search that will bring out other details where I'll be like, okay, this cake isn't your colors, but this is what we can change. And they like, oh, I didn't know that. They're not going to search for those, cakes
Yeah.
because
Mhm.
it's not in that tunnel vision or it's not in that little schematic of what they think their wedding is going
Mhm.
to be.
Yeah.
So I like to show them a lot of other things that don't typically they don't match or they
Right.
wouldn't match or they wouldn't find. And then I'll do sketches from there. So like I'll create a board for them. I'll be like, all right, let's talk about this. Tell me what you like, what you don't like, and why you like
So
it.
you'll sketch out the whole cake and what you
Yeah.
think it's going to look like.
Yeah,
Interesting.
and
Okay.
once we have that conversation and like
Mhm.
we talk about those details,
Mhm.
and then I'll do a couple between like 1 and 3, and then we talk about that, and I show okay, these are the pictures that I pulled this inspiration for, so that they can look at it in a sketch, and they also kind of see what it would look like in
Mhm.
cake, and then we just continue to create from there.
Okay.
Love that.
Okay.
Because when I think of wedding cake, I just think of the very basic, generic
The three, right?
with the white and like
Yeah.
a little ribbon.
It's
Yeah.
And some
it's everyone
flowers.
usually has the same cake.
Yeah.
Right, and like, why
everyone-
would you want that? Just get married at their wedding.
Yeah.
Well, also, why are the cakes so big? Can you? What's with?
I want them big.
But at the end of the day, 100%. Of course, the bigger the cake, it's cool as hell at a wedding.
Mhm.
Right.
But the problem is, half of that cake gets taken home by the groom and the bride. Have you heard of this? How they take the cake now
They save it.
and they save it?
Mhm.
That's not new. That's so
Yeah.
old.
Is it not?
No.
It's so old. It's
What? I don't
And you
understand.
eat it on your year anniversary.
on your 1 year. It's usually
But how is cake good forever?
It's not. It's disgusting. It's for the Facebook posts. I'm so grossed out by that.
Because they freeze it
Yeah.
and then they take it out and eat
Yeah.
it. So that's
I
not
always
good,
say low
right?
key, can we just make you another one and pretend you save it? And they're
Right.
like, oh my God, great idea. I'm like, I know.
It's
Well, that's so
disgusting.
weird
I've
that you
always
bring
thought
that up
it's
because
absolutely disgusting.
These people I follow on Instagram just did that like this past weekend. It was their 1 year anniversary, and she like took a picture of the Ziploc bag and it, like
Ugh.
said their date.
Is that
And I'm
still
like,
good?
It's
It's-
fine, but it's not good.
It,
You know what
I
I'm
mean, it
saying?
looked normal, but I was still like,
You
So-
can freeze anything. Like it preserves it, right? But it doesn't mean like
for a year, a little
air
cake.
got in there. I mean, people.
The question is, are you going to get sick if you eat it?
No, you're not. I mean, if you preserve it like airtight,
It's
you're
still
fine.
going to taste like shit, though.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's going to be horrible.
So
Well, I'm sure it's going to be like.
Well, because then at that
It's
point,
probably
if
not
you're
going to be horrible, but it's not going to be great.
but if you're freezing it, you can't like microwave the cake.
You just gotta let it
you
sit
sit
out.
and then it's gonna get like
Mushy.
condensation.
Oh, and then
God,
the
yeah.
middle's still like
Yeah.
hard.
Mhm.
Oh.
So I did this. It was so funny.
Anybody doing this, throw that shit away.
I'll
If you
just make
have
you another one. Just like
Yeah.
why?
have her make another cake for you. If you
Nobody
have
needs
cake
to know.
in your freezer right now, throw it away.
That's actually cute
Throw it
as
away.
too.
Right? Like, and then you're like, oh, it tastes good. You can enjoy it.
A
and it's so
second
good.
cake, yeah.
So we had
Yeah,
this.
then you get an anniversary cake and act like
You're
it's your
cutting her
damn
off.
wedding cake. This is insane. I'm upset right now.
It is gross. I literally like
I've seen people have it for like 5 years.
You keep cutting her off.
Oh, it's totally fine.
All right, sorry. Go
We
ahead.
had this elderly couple, and they saved a piece of their cake for 50 years.
Nope.
And they wanted me to decorate this slice of cake so that like they sent me a picture of what their wedding cake looked like 50 years ago. They saved a slice of cake for their 50th anniversary, like a square slice of cake. And they're like, "Can you decorate this slice of cake like our wedding cake?"
Did you do it?
Absolutely, I did it.
Did it look normal?
I mean, it was a tiny square, and I iced it like a tiny cake, and it was hilarious. And they brought me their cake plate to ice it on as well.
Oh
And it was, it was like the cutest thing ever. They loved it
Yeah.
so much. And I'm like, but here's the deal. You can't eat this. We're going to give you another cake on the back end because I refuse to watch this happen in a photo.
Oh god.
50 years. So that means they transported it from like house to house.
Yes. And
so
it
they
was
like kept it around as like a
it was
that's-
wrapped up so many layers.
I was
Like
gonna say,
saran
yeah.
wrap, aluminum foil, paper towels, plates. And I'm like, it was like uncovering an artifact.
Oh my god.
You're like, what are we opening right now?
I know. I'm like, are we sure this is still cake?
Oh, I would imagine it would be like gray at that point.
I don't remember. I'm sure
Do
I
you have
could.
a picture of the before?
I don't know. Probably deep in my computer
Mhm.
somewhere.
Oh,
It
that'd
was
be
like one of
hilarious.
like the first or second year that I was open. So like I was doing anything, and like I probably still would do it because it's just they think it's so
Sentimental,
cute,
yeah.
and like what the heck? Like what else are you gonna do with it? You've
Mhm.
kept it this long. We may as well.
Yeah.
Ugh.
What'd you say, Matt?
Throw it away. That's
Yeah,
what you
throw
do
it.
it.
Yeah,
Throw
but
it
at
away.
that point, you got to keep it.
I mean,
You've been holding it for 50 years.
I hope they threw it away though after that.
Oh,
like
yeah.
the damage is all right. Let's go.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We'll give you a new one. You can save that.
So how,
Yeah.
they had to be like 70, 80 years old.
Yeah, they actually were residents at Friendship Village.
Of course. Of course. All right. I have a video for you guys. I want to get your thoughts.
Okay.
Oh God.
Can you see it?
Mhm.
Yes. Oh no, Samurai! Wait, what? What just happened?
Wait, that's a guest?
The grooms or the best man comes in.
Oh no.
Get
Yeah,
out.
he would be kicked
Ruins
Did he just punch
ruins
him?
ruins the cake.
out.
Yeah.
He would be kicked out
And then
immediately.
the groom just knocked him out. Yeah.
What? Can I
All right,
watch that
one more
again?
time, one more
Yeah,
time.
I need slow mo.
So he comes
So he-
in,
Oh,
ruins the cake, puts it on her face,
and
Why
he's
did he-
like he's like
why did you
cracking
think that
up.
was funny? He should have been
He's
cut off at the bar.
Mhm.
hammered.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Oh my
Oh
lord!
my god, literally kicked
You know they're
out.
not friends.
No.
No, not anymore. Oh my god.
They are not friends.
Oh
they
my
don't
God.
talk. There's like somebody needs to drive him home immediately.
Or you pay your
Oh.
friend like for that cake and buy him a new one.
Oh my gosh! But
buy
like,
them a new one. At that
there's
point though,
never
you ruined it.
recreating that moment. Like
No.
buying a new one. What is that
Ruined.
going to do? You're not going to go back and
Mm-mm.
dress
Honestly,
up like
make
everyone
the most of it. Start grabbing the stuff off the ground, smearing it. At that point, have a cake fight, I guess.
That's right. We had a cake last year. Somebody knocked off their little wedding cake off the stand, and like the bride and groom and their little boy were just like eating the cake off of the ground. It was so cute. Like at that point, like what can you do? Somebody accidentally knock her cake over,
Yeah.
and it's absolutely adorable. But at least it wasn't somebody just like actively punching
Yeah.
it off. Are you for the cake smash, like feeding
No.
each other? I think it's pretty tacky.
I don't like it at all.
Me neither.
I think it's gross and weird.
My thing is I spent a ton of money on my dress, my hair, my makeup. Don't ruin it.
And I got a beard, yeah, and you
Yeah.
and,
That would
and
be
she
bad.
has a dress, so it's like no,
That's not.
it's not
We
cute.
paid a lot of money for the cake. Like,
I
Just
don't-
take a bite like a normal human.
yeah.
I don't understand.
I'll feed
the-
it to you. Don't smush it in my face though.
that. Okay, I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
fine,
That's fine.
that's fine. But this, I don't understand the smush. What's with that? Is that just a tradition?
I need to know who started that and why.
I've never seen it
Why
done
did
at a
you
wedding.
think- oh, I feel like I have seen it done in a wedding
Mhm.
before.
They always do. The one thing that's always done at a wedding is the game where
The
she sits
shoe-
on the chair.
The
Carter?
shoe game.
Yeah.
Oh, where they hold up.
Yeah.
Yes, like
Yes.
ask questions like, who
Yeah.
loves them the most?
Yeah.
It's like, this is not a bridal shower. That was
Yeah.
over. Like, this is a wedding
This
now.
is a party.
We're like, get off the dance floor.
Yeah.
Let us dance.
That's right. That's an interesting approach. So you almost take cake making to like how we create websites.
Mhm.
Like literally we have a discussion on everything you want, whereas a lot of companies just go in and they'll just like design something and build it and call it done without getting their input, figuring out what they want, their needs, their wants. Yeah, that makes a
Yeah,
hell
we
of
do
a
the
lot more
same
sense.
thing. We do 3 different designs.
Yeah.
Let
Yeah.
them pick, incorporate whatever from each one.
And figure out what you want. Also, like, Midwest is so behind. Like, I don't know what it's like in the web world or like
Mhm.
anything, but like,
Yeah.
Midwest is just so freaking slow on everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I follow so many just bakeries and everybody who does cake, like, out of the country. Like, New Zealand, Australia, and UK, which is so weird. Those specifically, they set the cake trends.
Why? Why
I
is that?
have no clue. And so I follow so many, and like, that's where I get a lot of my inspiration. So, like,
Mhm.
I'll start doing that a lot for like our styled shoots, where like styled shoots is where we do something that we want to do creatively, get those taken photos of, so we can post and show our clients like, hey,
Yeah.
let's look at these new things. Like, stop going with these boring things.
Mhm.
There's lots of new stuff out here. And so I always try to be like those first people that do it. And then like by the time I'm bored, then everybody else is doing it.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Mhm.
all right, I've already moved on. But it still is fun.
Hey there, St. Louis podcast listeners. We've got some exciting news from our sponsor, Farmers Insurance of St. Louis, led by the man, the myth, the legend, Mark Lee. Mark Lee of Farmers Insurance is recruiting agency owners here in St. Louis.
That's right, Garrett, and everyone knows what Farmers Insurance is, and if they don't, they will now.
Yes, it's kind of a household name. That said, as many of you know, a large part of our audience is made up of badass business owners, entrepreneurs, and top producing sales professionals with an open mind like yourself. Farmers Insurance is currently searching for driven individuals who aspire to own their own business or already own their own business and want to add another income stream to join the Farmers Insurance brand and own their own insurance agency.
This is a stellar opportunity to build your own insurance agency from scratch, take over an existing agency, or if you're just a slow roller, we know you the guys out there and ladies, get paid to train under an existing successful agency owner before starting your own.
Holy shit, Eric. That means that whether you have experience as a business owner or you've never heard the word business before in your life, there's a pathway to owning your own business through Farmers Insurance Agency led by Mark Lee.
That's right. You can become a Farmers Insurance business owner even if you've been homeless in the past, just like you.
Yeah, thanks.
If you've ever dreamt of being your own boss, building a team under a reputable brand, and making a difference in your community by offering top-tier auto, home, and commercial insurance to consumers and businesses in your area, Farmers Insurance of St. Louis, led by the godlike man himself, Mark Lee, has the perfect opportunity for you.
Visit insurancecareerstl.com to speak with Mark Lee, the district manager of Farmers Insurance of St. Louis, to become a Farmers Insurance agency owner today.
Did you hear that, St. Louis? Go visit insurancecareerstl.com. Insurancecareerstl.com. That is INSURANCE. Career, CAREERSTL.com.
To become a business owner today, again, one more time, visit insurancecareerstl, as in St. Louis.com today, right now, this second, or reach out to us at stlouispodcast.com and we'll introduce you to Mark Lee ourselves. And I promise he won't spell out insurance and career to you.
Now back to the show. That's fair. All right. So I know Katie really wanted to talk about Squid Game. Have you watched any of this yet?
Not the new.
Not the new one?
Like the old, whenever it was last year, 2 years ago. What was it?
I think
Yeah, it
two.
was a couple years ago. It was
So-
definitely over the pandy.
the the new one. I've only watched one episode. You said you watched what, like 3?
Yeah, they turned it into a reality show.
Really? Are they
Mhm.
actively killing people?
No, they have
They
like
didn't
these.
kill people in the old one either.
Oh, they didn't?
No,
I
no,
must
no.
have made that up.
No,
then.
no,
What?
they
Yes,
they
they did.
I thought they
no,
did
I
kill
mean
people.
they
Like,
They didn't.
movie like show.
They
go
didn't
do.
actually die in real life.
No,
Right, but like,
oh shit,
but
Eric.
this is reality. They're not killing people.
Correct.
obviously.
Yes.
They have like these little ink things, like little necklaces.
nowhere
and
near
when
as
they
good
get
as the
Like
old one.
Nemo, like you got me inked. Like
kind of,
situation.
yeah. And if
They have like an ink pack
they
on, and they
die,
act like they die.
it explodes
Dude,
and it
it's
just like
cheese,
turns
man.
black.
It's the show is
sounds terrible.
cheese. It's so cheesy. I can't.
But
I tried because I love the first.
I didn't
one.
mind
I
it.
tried,
That's so funny.
but I
but
quit.
they're all of the players are on TikTok right now because it just came out and they're like putting the show on blast. So during red light, green light, there was one girl during red light. She like was in like a squat position, and it seemed like she was only waiting for
So
like.
they have to hold that position,
Yeah.
right?
Oh,
Where they're
you
like
can't
frozen.
move.
Yeah.
And like 20 seconds went by, and she starts crying, and she's like, "I can't do it. It's so hard." And she got killed because she moved, and everybody was like, "What the hell? Like it was 20 seconds. You couldn't
Yeah.
hold the squat."
Mhm.
One of the girls was like, "No, like when red light was happening, we like you had to stop for like 30 to 45 minutes. You couldn't move
What?
because they had to
They
like
just
get the
have to
shots and
hold that
everything."
position the
Just
whole
like
time.
that
So
intense.
she was like literally sitting there for like 45
So
minutes.
it wasn't 20 seconds.
No.
No.
Scam. That's honestly like baking shows. Scam. They always know
Yeah.
who's gonna win. They tell you what to do, when to drop things, when to break things.
Mhm.
You're-
Do they?
Yeah.
In all of those, like in like the Cake Boss, any of those type of shows?
in the competitions. That's all I know about the competitions. I don't know about
Okay.
the like those shows, like where they're acting,
Mhm.
but like it's just a scam, which is unfortunate.
Yeah.
It just clouds your whole. You never get to watch things like that anymore because you just know it's a scam.
No, they're definitely set up to. Well, I'm assuming like shows like that, it's almost like a marketing ploy for them.
Of course.
Mhm.
I mean, like I knew somebody who's like on the. Can I say that Cupcake Wars? And they're like, you have
Mhm.
to pay your way, and like you have.
How
to,
did I know?
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Didn't even. I fucking
There
knew
was
it.
there's two girls from St. Louis that were on that.
so Sweet Divine was on. It was a
Yes.
bakery in Soulard.
Yeah, yeah,
they
Sweet
her,
Divine,
her
yeah.
and her husband did it. And like they were like the first like dessert food truck, which
Mhm.
like was crazy.
Yeah.
And I don't know what that situation was at that
Mhm.
competition, but I have heard from people that I did know that were on it that it's just not.
It's pay to play.
Of course,
That's
it's
insane.
not what it seems.
That's insane.
And that sucks because a lot of the people I feel like that are on there are trying to get their name out, so they don't have
Yeah.
that much money.
Of course. Like when I first opened, they called me. I don't even remember what competition it was, but you have to be out there and able to be out there for a month.
Mm,
It's not like obviously a day or
Yeah.
8 hours,
yeah.
but you have to be available for a month. And like I just opened. Like I
Yeah,
can't
that's
just like
crazy.
leave my business
Yeah.
for a month and then just like
Yeah, no.
hope I make it.
Yeah, yeah. The return on investment. I mean, what
I don't know what that would be. I went to Paris.
do you do
Or June to do
anything more
cakes.
than local?
Yeah.
Or are you just local?
I
Can you-
mean, I travel for weddings.
okay,
Mhm.
okay.
Like if we did a wedding in Nashville, we've done Kansas City,
Okay.
Columbia. Yeah, wherever.
So I guess you could. I guess it would be able to get you on in front of people in different cities, and
Yeah.
obviously local here as well.
Mhm.
I'm just thinking if you're just local, it'd be hard. Like I don't even see why it would make sense to go.
to
on
go on something like that.
Mhm.
Like if you don't plan on expanding.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Nationally or something
Yeah.
like that.
Mhm.
Yeah, but the Bar Masters won, or what was it? The cocktail championship or whatever the hell it
Mhm.
was. Bar Masters on Netflix. Platypus or whatever was on there. The bartender from
Oh, yeah.
Platypus.
Yeah.
And I think she was out in the first round. So I wonder if it's the same kind of thing there.
Yeah.
Because if it is, why even go for one?
I mean, like obviously, like they don't know if they. I feel like casting or like the producers, like they know who's going
Yeah.
to win,
Mhm.
obviously.
Yeah.
But like you as a
You won't
person,
know.
Yeah.
like you don't know,
Yeah.
and then you go up there and you're like, all right, this is the situation, and then I feel like you just slowly find out the
Mhm.
scam as it
Yeah.
unravels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's they probably get you in. They get you in, and then they
They're
tell you
really
the
in.
scam when you're there, and then it's like,
But you've already signed the papers, so
Yeah.
you can't tell
Yeah.
anybody.
Mm-hmm. Beast Barbecue was on something like that
Beast barbecue is good.
with I'm pretty sure with Gordon Ramsay.
Beast Barbecue is
Mm.
amazing.
Or no,
That's
it
so
was
good.
it was a show against Bobby Flay where like the chefs had to go against Bobby
Beat
Flay.
Bobby or something
yeah,
like that.
Yeah, and you're like they're cooking the same thing
Yes.
Mm.
and
They
you
like,
have a certain amount of time,
that's a good show.
but you have to be better than him. And I think he
Did he
was.
beat-
I think
did he
he
beat Bobby?
was.
Yeah.
Beast closed though in the Grove. Did you know that?
No, I thought they were open.
There's one in Illinois, but they closed the Grove.
Why?
I don't know. I love.
I was
it.
just talking
They're at-
about going there.
They're at
You're not going to be going to that one.
we just looked at this last week.
I know.
They're in
Who were we talking
they're-
about this
There's
with?
an Illinois one.
Amir
Oh shit,
because they're in City Park too.
we were just talking about Beast barbecue
Mhm.
lights.
So
Okay,
Yeah.
so they're in the stadium, right?
Yeah.
They're in the stadium.
What, the soccer stadium?
Mhm.
Yeah.
All right.
But why'd they get rid? I don't know why they got rid of the. That was the
Mhm.
one I had been to before. I'm not
So
going to
good.
drive to Belleville. Sorry, I just won't do it.
I feel like just close Belleville. Come back to St.
Mm-hmm.
That yeah.
We'll petition.
I'm
Like-
assuming their original location is there. Could be wrong. All right, Black Friday. Did you guys buy anything?
Yeah.
Did you buy anything?
Did I buy anything?
Did you buy any fun stuff for
We bought
work?
No, we bought cat litter because we got a new litter box. It's a litter robot.
Did you get the
Oh.
one? Did you get the one that cleans itself?
Mhm.
Yes.
Dude, why is
My
it-
boyfriend has
that-
one of those. It's crazy.
Everyone bought that this year. That
Okay.
thing blew up.
Which is so funny. So like when we got a cat last year, I'm like, that was my one condition. I don't want to smell it. Like
Mhm.
I don't want to know that we have a cat, even
Yeah.
though we have one.
Yes.
And so we got this litter box. First, like he would get in it and get out, and then like 30 seconds later, it would like rake like the
Mhm.
stuff front, and there's like a little box that opens, and it like pushes all the poop or whatever,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
And
yeah.
it goes back. Well, it was really expensive. Like the
Yeah.
litter is like $30 a week essentially, and we're like, all right, this is getting out of hand. Like we're gonna have to figure something else
That's a
out.
lot, yeah.
So my fiance Nick did the math, and he's like, in 32 weeks it'll pay off. And I'm like, all right. He does research. He's a research man.
There we go.
So he got it, and so that was we can use like any essentially like cat litter
Mhm.
with that, so that part will be cheaper. Our cat definitely was a little.
Yeah, I was about
cautious.
to
He
say,
still
yeah.
is cautious about it. We've only had it since this
They're
weekend.
they're not like super. I mean, they're quiet, but they're not like
They're quiet.
you can hear them.
Yeah, but it's like an egg. Like
Yeah.
it's not
Mhm.
like a litter box, and I think that's like what is the deal? Like, do I get in it? So he's still
Mhm.
testing the waters. We have 90 days to decide if he or we like it.
It's just so funny I know about that product only because they've taken over like market share.
Yeah.
That's
like, I
so
don't-
funny.
They've been everywhere. And
It's
I
going to be
don't-
on your Instagram ad. So now that
Oh,
we've
Careful.
talked about it,
We've talked about it. Yeah, cat litter box. Hurry up.
Well, speaking of Black Friday,
We'll
last
definitely
night
get a
I
lot.
saw a video of these two girls at Target, and you know how like above like the TVs they have like the little sign that's like this is the price or
Yeah.
whatever. Well, they had in there like Black Friday deals for this price, and the girl pulled back the one behind it, and it was the same price,
of course.
like the normal one.
That's so funny.
And
Yeah.
she was like, "All right, let's go check this next one." It was the same thing.
We were at Target, that's where we bought our cat litter, and like he had asked the cash register lady, he's like, "Oh, that's been busy this week." She's like, "Well, we've been having these sales going on all week, so not really."
Interesting.
So I'm like, "All
Interesting.
right, well, it's time for it now."
Yeah.
We're going back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, no doubt. So what'd you buy?
Yeah.
I went to the mall, which was a huge mistake.
Oof.
I always think it's a good idea. I'm like, oh, everyone's just online shopping. No,
Everyone's at the mall.
Yesterday they were online shopping, not that day.
it was a nightmare. I got 6 3-wick candles from Bath and Body Works because it was buy 3 get 3 free.
What?
okay.
I didn't need 6, but I was like, well,
Did
I
they
want
raise
3.
the prices on those candles though?
3 of them, it was $90.
$30 for a candle?
Mm-hmm.
Is that their normal price? I wonder. Or are they like
I
25?
I
That's
think so.
insane.
Yeah, it was like $89. I was like,
I go to Marshall's and get a candle for like $9.
I know, but the Bath and Body Works ones are just amazing. But I technically got 6 candles for $90.
It's true. What is the math on
That's
that?
still like $15 a candle.
But they're like this big. They're huge.
I guess that's not
It's
bad.
those
Are you
3-way
at-
candles.
Whoever pays
actively
$30 outright is insane,
candle?
though.
Like the moment you get home, do you just like start lighting a candle? Like you burn them all the time?
No. I asked for Christmas one of those candle warmers.
Yeah.
Because I've heard those are better and they like don't burn the wax
They
as
don't.
Oh,
quickly.
It just like
They
warms
don't.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you can still smell it.
I have candle warmers. They're like $25.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Well, I got mine on Amazon.
But why buy one if I can just get one for Christmas?
That's true.
It's true.
Because you want it now. That's
I
why.
do, and it's
That's
like
why.
really- everything I ask for Christmas, I'm like, oh, I just want to buy it. Right now."
No, candle warmers are great.
Yeah.
Because you can just get you can get wax from wherever
Mhm.
and just put it in there. I've had old candles and like there's still like wax around the edges. Peel it out.
Well, that's like a Scentsy. I
peel it
want
out,
one
and then
that's
put it
like
in
it's like a little lamp,
Ah,
and you just put the candle
Mm.
under it.
I have
I
the
know what
one
you're
where the
talking
light.
about.
Yeah.
It's literally you just turn on the light.
Yeah,
the light
that's like a
heats up.
Scentsy,
That's definitely like a Scentsy.
Is it? I don't even know
Yeah.
what that is.
and it's like barely any wax.
No,
That's like the
it's
brand or the
Yeah.
Mine's like
pyramid
a-
scheme.
yeah, mine's like an upside down tin can essentially
Yes.
that gets heated. It holds a shit ton.
Oh.
Like like a bunch of wax.
I just feel like Scentsies don't really last that long. Like you can have them on all day and you like just don't smell it.
Or do you get used to the smell? Because like
you get
people,
used to the
Maybe.
smell.
people say they're like, oh, it smells so good in the bakery, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm glad to hear that because I can't smell
No,
anything.
you don't. You won't.
You
no,
definitely just get
used
numb to it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Good point.
Used to go outside like for like, smell some fresh air and then come back and like, oh,
Mhm.
okay, it does smell good.
Yeah.
That's why you have
Guess that's
different.
fair.
That's why you have different ones.
Change it up.
Yeah.
I love fall scents.
Like the warm like cinnamons and things like
Mhm.
that. Yeah.
I'm a sucker for coffee smell. Like some of the
Yeah.
coffee,
Yeah.
some of the coffee scents are unbelievable,
Those are good.
unbelievable. So you want to hear some interesting stats about Black
Sure.
Friday?
Well, you're
Yes.
gonna tell me anyway.
All right. So there's 9.8 billion spent on Black Friday,
Dang.
7.5% up compared to last year.
Is
But
this in the
that's-
U.S. or world?
I believe the U.S.
'Kay.
Yeah, it's U.S.
Jesus.
So 9.8 billion on one day. That's absolutely insane. 7.5% compared to last year.
That's weird. It's like just because prices are more expensive. Like things are
I was.
more
That's
expensive.
what I was thinking. Yeah.
It's
Not
not
like more
adjusted
people are buying.
Buying
No,
things.
it's not adjusted for inflation. Inflation is probably, I mean, that number sounds about right for inflation. So
No.
realistically, probably spent about the same in accordance with inflation.
Mm-hmm.
Now, with that, at 5.3 billion, over half of the Black Friday revenue, online sales was through mobile shopping. But buy now, pay later saw a 47% increase, $79 million in purchases. Buy now, pay later.
Wow.
80.
Those scare me. I haven't done that before.
Well, usually you pay an interest and shit. If you're doing buy now, pay later, you probably can't afford what you're buying, so probably just don't buy it.
Not necessarily. Like sometimes you just see like
It's like a layaway
it's-
situation.
Yeah, it's like
Well-
it's like $20 a month for like 4 months. It's like okay.
If it's a
that
big,
girl mouth crap.
Yeah.
if it makes sense if it's a big purchase, like a big piece of furniture or something, maybe you get interest free.
Yeah, like you're
Mhm.
But if you're
financing
paying
at Carol
interest,
House.
yeah, if you're paying interest, you don't want to buy now, pay later. Like that's all of those different like electronic. I don't even know Aaron's, are those places like still around?
Who?
Like Aaron's and all of those places, you
What would
essentially like,
Aaron sell? I don't
they
even
sold
know.
like TVs and stuff, but like you would buy now and pay later. So
Mhm.
you would have like an installment plan, and you for like $1,000 TV, you'd be paying them like $3,000.
Is it like the rent to own ones?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's like Car
Oh.
Credit City. You go and get a car, but you
Mm.
got 25% interest.
yeah, and you can pay it off in 32 years.
Yeah, exactly. You're paying your monthly payment for your car is the same as the person down the street with a brand new like Escalade. So good luck with that. Yeah, that's how that is. So that's insane though. 9.8 billion spent. That's crazy. So they're saying that they expected 12 billion to be spent on Cyber Monday. They haven't
Okay.
released numbers yet, but
I didn't buy anything yesterday actually.
I didn't either.
Didn't buy anything.
I bought one nail polish, but it was like $7.
I spent
Online?
So, yeah, on
I
Amazon.
spent way too much money last week. I definitely need to return stuff.
Nice. Make some money back.
Yeah, I know. I looked at my credit card bill. I was like, oof. I was like, this sucks. And then I was like, I still got to buy these people stuff. Still got to get stuff here. I'm
I haven't
like, oh,
done-
this is only for me. I'm
I
like,
haven't done
fuck.
anything for Christmas shopping at all. Not one thing.
What do you
But
get? What do you get your parents that have everything?
They just buy whatever they want throughout the year. Yeah, it's hard.
Like
They've
Yeah.
gotten me everything, and so what do
they
I
just have
get
so
you?
much shit. It's like I don't want to get them something else so they can hoard in their house.
Yeah.
Really, just like gift cards. Like I know, it's like I feel like gift cards are such a cop out, but then it's like the parents, like my mom at least, like she always buys me and my brother stuff, even though
Mhm.
that
Yeah.
we're grown and we pay for things. But it's like her way of still like treating us. But like if I buy her a gift card for something that she won't buy us, like she'll actually spend it on herself.
Yeah.
And so like that just means like okay, like don't buy. Just don't buy stupid stuff. Like
Yeah.
Mm.
you know, like you want to paint your bedroom, just go to Lowe's and buy some paint. Like instead
Yeah.
of buying dinner, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like, at
yeah.
least give her something that she can't just
Use
by
it.
necessity. You know?
Yeah.
I usually get my mom nail salon.
There you
Gift
go.
card.
Yeah, so she can spend it on
Yeah.
herself.
Yeah, so
Yep.
she goes for manicure, pedicure, or something like that. I forgot. I already got my parents something.
So there you go.
My dad or my brother locked it up. They got a new TV downstairs and new surround sound, and they needed like a new,
Soundbar.
not sound bar, the unit that it all plugs into that actually gives it power, whatever the hell it's called.
An outlet?
No, the.
Power strip.
Do you know what I'm talking about, Matt?
What?
It's like the head unit in your car, except for surround
A
sound.
radio?
You have the actual.
Bose speakers?
I don't know.
Subwoofer?
I don't know.
No. You plug all of the speakers into this thing that controls it.
Yeah, but they come with a base plate though. Well, you're talking about just a box. Most things just come with that.
Yeah.
No, you buy speakers usually come independently. You have to buy the thing by itself. Anyways, we split that. My brother and I bought him that, so that's already
Nice.
done. They actually already have it. They installed it already.
Oh,
So
all right.
I'm already knocked out
So
with
just
my, with my
wrap the
parents.
empty boxes and
That's right.
give that to them.
Yeah.
That's
Christmas morning.
I think my mom like gave me cash last year or something because I bought something. I was just like, give me cash, and yeah, she put it like in this bullshit like envelope, wrapped it up, and put it in like 3 different things. And I was like, what is this?
Just to make it feel like you're
Yeah,
owning
and I was like,
Yeah.
sick. I was like, thanks.
I do love that. We asked
Right.
for money like from our parents for our little trip in
Mhm.
January. 'Cause I'm
Mhm.
like, we don't like we buy everything that we
Yeah.
want throughout the year. And
Yeah.
there's the only thing I really need. I need some new socks. So if somebody just wants me to
Yeah.
buy me some Belega socks, that's size large, hidden cuff-front Belega socks.
There we go.
That's it.
There we go.
Stocking stuffer.
Yeah. One year my mom did not do a stocking and I was devastated. That
What?
was the literally.
What do
that-
you mean?
She's like, I just didn't think it was like that big of a deal. I'm like, it's the only thing I actually ever look forward to.
Yeah.
I was-
Where's my candy in the stock?
Scratch
I
off
was
tickets, gift cards. Yeah.
Devastated. I'm like, you could have gotten me no presents, but filled the stocking, and I would have been more happy than this moment right now. That was my spoiled child moment
Yeah.
right there with no stocking.
Have you ever been to someone's house where they have stockings but they don't actually fill them with anything?
Nope, that Christmas, that was it. That was it.
Yeah,
so
they're just for
wait,
decoration.
did they hang them up? So she hung them up.
So we always have our stockings like hung, like they're hung just like as
Oh,
part
I
of
thought
the
you meant
Christmas
they weren't
decoration.
even hung up at all.
They were. She just didn't fill them.
Okay. Okay. That's what, okay.
She's
That
like,
was it.
"Nah."
That's
She's like, I didn't think you really cared that much. I'm like, it's the only thing I care about for Christmas.
that's the first thing you open.
I was gonna say that's
Yes.
you start
and
with
the
the
card
little.
is in there. The card is
Yup.
in there. You take
That's
the
it.
card out,
Mm-hmm.
and then you get your sugar rush. I got my chocolate
Yeah, it's 8
caramel.
a.m.
I got,
Yeah, I'm
I
eating my
got
candy.
my chocolate caramel Santa or whoever the hell.
Mhm.
whatever it is.
Yeah.
That's whatever's
Give me
in there.
that Russell Stover right now.
Exactly.
Oh my God, dude. Caramel and chocolate sounds so good right now. All right, talking about food. Did you guys hear this? There is a new speakeasy going in the City Foundry. It's going to be
Mm.
in the underground walkway underneath the City Foundry.
I've
Just a history lesson for everyone. The Foundry's underground tunnels were constructed to serve as passageways, of the Foundry workers above, and they were discovered apparently 6 years ago. So they didn't even know that these tunnels were around until like 6 years ago.
So why are they there then?
So it's so the Foundry workers could move
No,
around.
I get that, but like if they didn't know about them, what were they?
but they
being
did
used
know
for?
about them because they clearly were built by somebody.
But that's what I'm saying.
I think
why
they
did they
didn't-
build them?
I think they didn't know about them until they went into and after they had already purchased the land and everything. I think then they went
But
in
I'm
and they were
saying,
like,
what were they used for before?
"Oh,
Are those
when
like haunted?
oh, I don't know."
Was that a speakeasy?
The tunnels were flooded when they were uncovered, but have since undergone restoration. So no one was in there.
Will
I
they
was
be
gonna
flooded again at ever some point? Because we should look into
Right.
that.
That
if
would
they
s-
can flood once, there's always a second time.
that would suck if you're in the tunnels having a good time and water just starts coming
yeah,
up.
that literally sounds like hell.
That's
It's a liability for sure.
so
Talk
that's-
about
hopefully,
shark bar.
hopefully they have insurance.
talk about getting. Have you ever seen like the videos of people doing cave diving
Yeah.
in water?
Yeah.
It's insane. That's like that. It's like imagine getting stuck in passageways that you don't know.
It's like the
no lights. You can't see. You're drowning. You're trying
drunk.
to swim
You're
somewhere.
probably drunk
You're
and
drunk.
drowning. I did just see a TikTok of these scuba divers. There was an earthquake.
I saw
Did
that.
you see that?
Oh my god,
Could
it was
you imagine just, like,
scary.
scuba diving and there's like an earthquake and like you're underwater
Yeah.
and like holding on to your life
Mm-mm.
Like
coral.
coral.
It was,
Yeah.
I was like, holy cow.
Mm-mm.
Have you guys seen the catacombs?
Those are
You know
Where?
what those are?
Those are pretty
Catacombs where?
I don't know where they're at actually.
neat. France?
Europe or something.
Yeah, I think it's
But
in France.
People like tourists will be like, "Ooh, let's go like crawl in them," and it's like deathly. Like everybody's like, "You cannot go in there."
This is in France.
It could be.
Catacombs of France. It looks
Not
like you're
sure.
right.
That's what I thought.
4.0 star on Google. I wonder what people.
I
How
saw.
do people
they're
have
like
bad
it's like
reviews?
tomb like
Yeah.
tunnel things underground.
I
There's
saw
a
some
10-minute
advertisements
walk and
when I
they
was there
charge a
last
bunch of
year.
money. Okay, got it. Interesting.
Another scam, just
That's-
in a different
Yeah.
country.
That's crazy.
But
That's
there's like
insane.
no, there's like teeny tiny little like
yeah,
tunnels.
like the little tunnels.
The
Yeah,
ones
like
that are probably
caves.
roped off that say
Yeah.
don't go in, and they still go in them.
Yeah,
Oh no,
yeah.
that's
But everybody that lives there is like, do not go, and they
Oh.
still do.
interesting. So, anyways, new speakeasy. None of the above.
Nice.
I can't wait.
Foundry.
I can't wait. We don't have any speakeasies. We have like the Thaxton downtown. That's
Yeah.
it.
We do have the Thaxton.
That's it.
I did
Thaxton's
a
I did a
fun.
wedding there once.
Mm-hmm.
The venue's gorgeous.
It's pretty
Yeah.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like a little old man owns it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, he lives up. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he lives in the building.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know anything.
There's a
about other
bunch of
ones.
stuff above. I don't know what's going on in the top. There's like 3 floors.
He might be a hoarder.
Mm.
Just
Or
hoarding
just
all that
a
stuff.
creep as well.
I think he's just an old dude that's lived
A
downtown
lot of
forever.
speculation.
He's-
Yeah, but
I
he
don't
lives
think
above a speakeasy that he owns.
Mm.
I would love to live above his speakeasy that I
Mr.
own.
Thaxton, we have questions.
Yeah.
What's the next opening on your podcast? We need to bring him in.
Is his name Mr. Thaxton?
I don't know.
That would make sense. I kind of like that.
I mean, it sounds
Thaxton
like
as a last
a
name.
last
sounds-
name.
Yeah.
Yeah. Could be.
All right. Last thing to wrap it up before we get out of here. Oh, actually, 2 things. So I meant to bring up the fact you were talking about Android earlier and how hard it is to use the phone. Did you see, Matt, this new article? Maybe you did. Hold on, I don't even think I pulled it up. So the new Pixel 8 screens, they have bumps in them. They have bumpy screens.
Like a braille?
Like, look at this. Yeah, so they have bumps in them. So they have bumps forming, and apparently something behind the screen is pushing up on the OLED display.
Oh, so they're not
And-
meant to be there.
No.
Okay.
Google's saying they have nothing.
to worry about.
Google's saying it's nothing to worry about, but what everyone else is saying is that apparently the batteries are expanding,
Get out.
pushing up
Yeah, it's,
on the whatever is above that pushes up to the display. But Google's saying
Oh
there's
my God.
nothing to worry about
This
right
is
now.
why I've probably been getting a ton of Google phone ads on my Netflix and just like everything. Like I'm just like, why would we be
The
researching
new one
that?
just I
Yeah.
think the new one just came
So,
out.
like,
Yeah, so that's
That explains it. right
Yeah,
there.
so in the old phones, the one thing was the battery would eventually balloon into like a watermelon type thing,
yeah,
and
yeah.
it would break the phone itself.
Oh my
And
god.
I would assume that Google, being the billion,
they would have fixed it.
but they apparently not.
They did not fix it.
And it is something to worry about because eventually either the phone's gonna get so high it just dies, ruins
Blows
itself,
up.
Explodes in your
Yeah.
ear.
In your
or
pocket, yeah.
It'll get to the point where it'll shatter the glass.
Ooh.
Even
And so you
better.
just,
You're
like,
just
cut
using
your
it,
butt
just
cheek
cut-
because it's in your back pocket, and all of a sudden you're like, oh my god.
Yeah.
What?
Damn.
That yeah. So
It's traumatizing.
go
Not
iPhone.
allowed.
Go iPhone.
Yeah.
That's
There
right.
you go.
Aren't you glad you
Always.
switched before you were probably?
I almost bought that phone.
Severed by the screen.
Yeah, I almost bought that phone, so
You
I'm happy.
dodged a freaking bullet.
I know,
Mhm.
I know.
Holy
I know.
cow.
Imagine. You're
Oh,
next
what do
door
you-
at the
oh.
office and
I'm
blows
just
up.
like, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
What do you guys mean? You want to get cut by a Google phone?
That's true.
Think about that lawsuit, man.
Yeah,
They'll
that's
give
true.
you money.
All right, go buy one.
Yeah, let's actually we
Let's
should all
test it out.
we should all buy one and just have YouTube run in the background forever.
What are the odds?
Don't
How
actually
many do
use
we have
the
to
phone.
buy to get
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
one?
One to
We
blow
just need
up.
to set 20 in my office and wait for one to blow up. We'll just run YouTube forever until it gets overheats.
I mean,
Yeah, just open every app and don't close them. Yeah.
they haven't been out for very
While it's
long, so
charging.
obviously this is happening rapidly.
Yeah. All right. Last thing, holiday activities in St. Louis.
Ooh.
What do you guys got going? What's your favorite?
I don't have any.
We made a list over the weekend of all the things that we wanted to do.
You made a list already?
Yeah, because I work the weekends obviously,
Okay.
so like
Mhm.
we're closed Sundays and Mondays.
Mhm.
So like Saturday nights we can do something, and like on Sundays, so we made a
What
list.
you
of-
got? What's on your list?
Well, I haven't been to the botanical gardens, and so I heard it's great.
Garden
It's-
Glow's fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so that's on the
Yeah.
list.
Yeah.
We did the brewery last weekend.
How was that?
It was good. We've never done that one before,
Okay.
so that was good. We always love can handling. That's just
Mhm.
fun.
Yeah.
He loves sitting in the car in the traffic for 45 minutes,
Mhm.
waiting to drive through for 3.
Yeah.
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 Great
Yeah.
memories.
I was
So
gonna say,
not
you
as
gotta
good
get
of an
there
experience.
early. No.
I mean, no, but the experience is just you remember it. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. Well, that's Santa's Magical Kingdom as well.
Yeah.
I feel like
Yeah.
sometimes the line is just like, and then you're driving through, it's like, ugh. And they got rid of the hayride that they used to do at Santa's Magical Kingdom. Now it's
really?
only drive through.
Hmm.
Lame.
That's the one by Six Flags, isn't it?
Mhm.
I've always done the drive-through. Never knew there was a hayride, so I
Yeah,
don't think
they always have
the.
the horses pulling people around.
Mhm.
Oh. Huh.
No,
They have the. They
that's
had the whole.
Tillis Park.
We do Tillis Park. We've done
No,
the
they
carriage ride.
have at they had
Yellowstone.
a horse thing and everything right there.
Huh.
Hmm.
I didn't know that. We've
Yeah.
done Tillis Park with horse-drawn
Mhm.
carriage. We did that last year.
That
was
one was
fun.
fun.
Yeah, I think we did.
Tillis isn't that big though.
No, it's a very short ride.
Yeah, it's short. Yeah.
Very short ride.
Whereas
that-
Santa's is pretty long. They have so many lights at
Yeah.
Santa's Magical Kingdom. The number
But
of lights
goddamn,
is crazy.
the terrain there though.
That
The,
hill.
the roads are like
I know.
Putting your car in four-wheel
Yeah.
drive just to go through.
well,
I-
and then you're like stopped too, so you have to like wait for somebody to go up, and then you have to like
Mhm.
press on the gas to even get up.
Have you been to Grant's Farm for their lights?
I was
don't like
looking
it.
at a list earlier.
It was
Really? I
It
haven't.
was pointless.
Really?
We went last year, or the year before.
Not great.
It's expensive.
Do you think maybe
For nothing.
COVID just killed it? Maybe it's better now.
I
That it's
went
not
I
COVID?
feel like I went a couple years ago, but
Yeah.
I don't remember it. So
I haven't been in forever. I have it on my
we are
list. I
going.
literally was going
I
to
just
ask.
remembered we are going to the raceway. We went last year. Those are really fun.
Is it actually?
Yes, they're
Okay.
cool.
I've heard
Okay.
it's good. My mom attempted to go last year, and she's not great with directions, and she couldn't find the entrance. So we left.
Yeah, it's
That-
like all the way in the back, and you have to like loop around.
Yeah.
But it's fun.
it's in a weird area, dude. Illinois makes no sense.
Mhm.
The roads over there make no sense.
Yeah.
0 cents. I hate it over there.
No,
Also-
I highly recommend that though.
Union Station, like their cute like little bar. I
Mhm.
heard that's good. So that's.
I
on
was
our
there last
list.
year. That place is
Was it
very
good?
cool.
Is it
Yeah.
so? Is it just the bar, or is
Just the
there
bar.
other things?
Well, I think Union Station has the
Polar Express.
yeah.
Which
That's-
is kind of under fire right now, actually,
Oh.
because it's actually like leaving Union Station now. Like they can like go on a ride,
Uh-huh.
and where it brings them is like a very like
Terrible.
bad neighborhood. Like there's
Why?
like trash
Why
everywhere,
are they
graffiti.
going over there?
I don't know.
Not great.
I don't want to get on a. I've never actually been on that thing anyway, so
It
No.
hadn't moved before.
It just like stayed.
It just that like was there.
I've never
and
seen
you
the
could get
movie,
on.
so I don't really know the
Oh, that's one of the
whole
best ones.
situation, but I've seen it's cute for kids.
that's
Yeah.
well, it usually just goes around inside, right there,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
But now it like goes out in like some neighborhoods, and it's like the
Interesting.
dodgy neighborhoods that
Why? Why?
it was
Why-
on the news the other day.
Who the hell whose great idea was that?
Don't know.
The pop-up bar is fun. The problem
Okay.
is Union Station is for kids.
Okay.
So if you got a bunch of adults going, I mean, it's
Mhm.
fine.
But like we're like not a huge drinkers, so like we always say like, oh, we do so much like more fun things if we were drinkers. But like, what do you do when you don't really drink that?
Go there, and then above in Union Station, they have like a ropes course right there.
Perfect.
Mhm.
We love activities. Is
There
that
you
just
go.
for children though?
No,
No.
I did it all ages.
Yeah.
Nice.
Have you guys been to the aquarium?
No, that is a waste of money.
I was gonna say.
I was gonna go. I didn't go
You
through it
could
last time I
go
was
to
there.
Bass Pro for free and have a better
Yeah.
time.
Really?
Yes.
I don't know. That's
We
just my
were
opinion.
in and out of the aquarium in like 15 minutes.
It's like $30, isn't it?
Yep. I think it's 50.
Don't they have an upstairs and all stuff though?
Honestly, the zoo is truly just better.
And it's free.
It was like really bad.
Interesting.
Which is like such a bummer because like
Yeah.
I think what was the
Didn't
most
they spend so much money on that?
Yes.
I feel
and
like
time.
the most misleading thing is like that the artwork and like the surrounding like area of it is like so cool. Like I don't know, I love aquariums, and
Mhm.
so like I walk in and I saw like this huge like orange octopus like painted on the wall. I'm like, oh my god, it's gonna be great. And the first
the
thing you see is
entrance,
like
like-
catfish.
Yeah. The entrance like
Really?
lobby thing is super cool, but then they like open this door and you walk in, you're like, oh.
Have you been to the New Orleans one?
No,
Amazing.
I haven't. We did last year. We went to the Springfield like new Bass Pro one in
Mhm.
Springfield. We were there probably for 4 hours. It was
really
It was great.
Mm.
It was so good.
interesting.
I do want to go to one in Georgia. They have beluga whales. That's what I want to see.
Mm.
At the Bass Pro.
No,
No, at
there's
the
just an
aquarium.
aquarium
at
in
the-
Georgia.
I was about to say,
that
damn.
would be amazing.
I was like, Bass Pro's upgrading.
Johnny
Beluga-
Morris
beluga
does have
whales?
it going on, though.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
Yeah, that's
he
true.
knows what he's doing.
That's true. So how many fish do they have at the one in Springfield? They have a whole like aquarium side?
They literally just opened like this huge like aquarium like experience. Like it's not just the store anymore. Like it's incredible.
Interesting.
Yeah, we were there for probably like 3-4 hours.
Huh. Did you guys buy anything at Bass Pro as well? Did it work?
I mean,
Because I'm assuming they just want you to hang out. Did they have food there?
I don't remember.
Okay.
We also went to the animal safari. Have you been there in Springfield where you like drive
Mm-mm.
through and you feel like
No.
the Texas Longhorns and like there's like all these animals? Like
Really?
Oh, that's so fun. I grew up going to that like as a kid.
I've never heard
You
of it.
drive through.
had no idea.
You drive through and like you can buy food and there's like deer and like zebra and like camels, but also like Texas Longhorns, like
What?
all of these animals.
It's hunting season.
You you drive through and like you roll down your window and you feed them. Like they just come up to your car.
That's crazy.
You should look it up. It's crazy. It's so fun.
Oh my
I've seen
gosh.
videos of people that are like,
The
they're
animal
going
goes
they're going
in.
on the safari in Africa and they get chased down by an
Mhm.
elephant.
I saw a baby one yesterday.
So cool. There's nothing that treacherous there. Probably just like an emu that I
Mm.
did a little bit
Yeah.
freak out with.
Mm-hmm.
But
Emus
otherwise,
are weird.
yeah,
They're just weird.
they're not cute.
No. The emu is the llama looking thing, right?
No,
No,
that's
that's
a
an
bird.
alpaca.
Oh, no.
It's like an ostrich.
Yeah,
An
yeah,
ostrich
yeah,
and
yeah,
emu,
yeah.
basically cousins. I
The
feel like.
Liberty Mutual.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Emus are in the neck is weird.
Yeah, it's like
The neck
ostriches.
scares me. 'Cause they can whip that thing.
Yep.
Mhm.
It's crazy.
Just
They can whip that.
Yeah.
like a
That
big
neck.
body, tiny legs, and a long neck.
It's weird.
Weird animal.
I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
No, definitely not.
All right. Anything else to talk about before we get out? Oh. Did you see that on the top of the Les Meridian, St. Louis? The
La
the
Meridian.
chalet.
they have they have curling that you can
Mhm.
do.
It's like they try to like create like a little like ski lodge kind of like vibe. I feel like they have like s'mores and they have like.
Have you been there?
curling. No,
Okay.
but I see it all the time.
I just saw it
Alright.
today. I hadn't even heard about it.
It used to be the Sheraton Clayton Plaza. My dad worked there before it
Okay.
like got remodeled, which like is such like a weird thing.
It's
to
super
think.
nice now.
It's a beautiful hotel.
Yeah.
It's like this like modern but like retro vibe.
Mhm.
Like it's really like whoever designed it really really neat.
No, it's awesome. Yeah, that was it. The fact that they have curling is just hilarious. You looking it up right now?
Yeah. But
So
I'm
you
not
you could
really-
also you could also have like rooms you can get for like 10 or 12 people and go and like have a private room that's connected to
Private room.
for like $200 for like 2 hours or something.
What are you doing in that private room?
So you share a balcony with the pop-up bar, I
Mhm.
guess is what they were saying. If you go to the website it said it. I didn't really
$200 for 2 hours. You don't even get to stay there.
It's something like that. Hold on.
What do you get with
What-
the room? What am I?
I know,
You're just
I know,
next to the
I know.
bar.
Hold
Why,
on,
why
what's-
don't I just sit at the bar?
I didn't really read that much into it. Hold on.
We
We
need
got
the facts.
we got to look this up. No, because it was interesting. Where is
We are having Santa and cookie decorating
Okay.
at our bakery on Sunday.
Okay,
if
here
you
we
really
go.
wanna see Santa.
Mm-hmm.
An indoor private chalet room for you and up to 10 companions with an outdoor patio and direct access to the pop-up bar. This 1 hour and 45-minute experience comes with private outdoor seating with fire pit, concierge service.
So it's not even 2 hours.
This says 500 plus.
This says, wait, the rink is available to rent by the hour for $50.
Yeah.
The temporary curling rink.
Is it just one? Yeah, it looks like it's just
Yeah,
one.
and it's like kind of small, to be honest.
That looks fun though. I've never curled in my life, have you?
Just watched it on the Olympics, and that's it.
Yep.
Dude,
Which
watching
does
curling.
look fun.
I was about to say curling.
A talent.
People say it's boring. I find it kind of interesting.
Oh, I
'cause
absolutely.
It's like the most precise sport. You have to hit it just right, put that just in the right mark.
The deep lunge that they get.
Oh, the form.
And then they
Yeah.
have like the other people like with the
the
mop.
Yeah.
that's like
brushing.
I don't
So
know what that
fast,
means.
yeah.
Like, what are you doing? with that?
So
Is that
you're-
slowing it
you're-
down?
You're no. Are you slowing it down, or I believe you're heating up the
Yeah,
ice,
so it
then
keeps
it
going.
melts.
Mm-hmm.
So then it keeps going.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think.
Me saying yes as if I've played it.
I think.
I think that I.
It's
think that's
either
what it
one way
is.
or the other. Either the brushing slows it or the brushing speeds it up. But I believe the brushing, it would heat up the surface. But then
Is
there'd
it
be
freezing right away again? Because like, don't you do this multiple times, or somebody's playing after you? I feel like that could be a conflict of like, oh,
Yeah, I
it
don't
didn't go
know.
as well because they heated up the ice.
who knows about
Yeah.
curling? Who knows? Call a friend. Who
Call
can we
La
call?
Meridian. Clearly,
Yeah,
they
no.
have it.
They're gonna be like, I don't know.
They're like, we just thought it would be
It
cool.
says the
We saw it
chalet-
on the Olympics.
Well, is the chalet bar even open?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it's open now.
It says temporarily closed on their Google business listing.
Mm.
Well, it's like in the afternoon, so it probably is closed. It's only open for the evenings, so that's probably why.
It
Well,
says temporarily closed.
hmm.
I know a
it's
marketing
open.
company that could fix that for you guys.
The temporary close or the
No,
curling?
that I'm
Open to public.
I'm assuming that they're having an issue with their Google listing. This isn't even the real one. This doesn't have anything like connected to it, the website or anything. All right, shout out. There we
All
go.
right. Free advertisement.
There we
You're
go.
welcome.
Yeah.
La
there we
Meridian.
go. And then the rooftop also has a pop-up bar, 360. You see
Oh,
that
I knew
one?
that,
Yeah, I
but
heard
that
that's
one's
cute.
really hard to get into apparently.
Is it?
Yeah.
Just go on like a weeknight.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Just go on like a Wednesday and you'll be fine. All right. With that said, we'll go ahead and wrap it up here. Before we wrap it up, what social media profiles, business, what would you like to plug? Go ahead, tell the audience where to find you.
Just Cake House Design. It's pretty simple. No S on the design. That's the most important part. We're having an event on Sunday. You can come see Santa, decorate in our kitchen, decorate some cookies.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
kind of fun.
Okay.
If you have kids.
What time
Or
is that
if
at?
you're an adult and you just want to decorate cookies. 12 to 3 Sunday. We're not open on Sundays, so it's like a little exclusive
Mm-hmm.
thing. Yeah.
Nice.
Maybe I'll
Nice.
come decorate some cookies.
Yeah, you should. Go to our website, cakehousedesign.net.
There
We
we-
have subscription boxes now. That's fun.
Ooh.
You can send them anywhere in the U.S.
Hmm.
You can do that like a one-time purchase, like if you want to gift it to somebody,
Yeah.
or you can do it like the monthly. Yeah,
I think we need a monthly box to our office.
Yeah.
it'd be
Okay.
fun.
I'm
It's a
looking.
surprise every time.
What? Like what's it? What?
So like,
What could it be?
well, it's always like there's sweets in it,
Okay.
but then there's like also like little like cute just like trinket thingies.
Okay. Okay.
It's always just a surprise for me because I don't know what I'm gonna do the next month. So
All right. Fair. fair.
surprise for all of us.
So surprise for everyone. Got it. Okay. Well, it's been a pleasure talking with you today, and thank you for taking the time to come on the St. Louis
Of course.
podcast.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. We will be back next week at 7 a.m. Central Standard Time with a new episode, new guests, and unfortunately more of myself and Katie Baker. If you're watching live or later and we said something wrong, said something you hate, or said something you want to hear more about, as always, I say something dumb as shit on this podcast, so feel free and let me know in the comments. You guys always love to go ahead and do that, so keep it coming. And leave us a message all about us. We also have a website, stlouispodcast.com. Finally, we recorded it at Half Coast Studios. Shout out Matt and the team back there taking care of us. If you're looking to start a podcast or take your current podcast to the next level, whether you're local to St. Louis or not in St. Louis, they can take care of you virtually as well with podcast distribution. Pleasure again speaking with you today, and pleasure hosting this podcast for the people of St. Louis. We'll see everyone next week. Thank you.
Hey there, St. Louis podcast listeners. We've got some exciting news from our sponsor, Farmers Insurance of St. Louis, led by the man, the myth, the legend, Mark Lee. Mark Lee of Farmers Insurance is recruiting agency owners here in St. Louis.
That's right, Garrett, and everyone knows what Farmers Insurance is, and if they don't, they will now.
Yes, it's kind of a household name. That said, as many of you know, a large part of our audience is made up of badass business owners, entrepreneurs, and top producing sales professionals with an open mind like yourself. Farmers Insurance is currently searching for driven individuals who aspire to own their own business or already own their own business and want to add another income stream to join the Farmers Insurance brand and own their own insurance agency.
This is a stellar opportunity to build your own insurance agency from scratch, take over an existing agency, or if you're just a slow roller, we know you, the guys out there and ladies, get paid to train under an existing successful agency owner before starting your own.
Holy shit, Eric. That means that whether you have experience as a business owner or you've never heard the word business before in your life, there's a pathway to owning your own business through Farmers Insurance Agency led by Mark Lee.
That's right. You can become a Farmers Insurance business owner even if you've been homeless in the past, just like you.
Yeah, thanks.
If you've ever dreamt of being your own boss, building a team under a reputable brand, and making a difference in your community by offering top-tier auto, home, and commercial insurance to consumers and businesses in your area, Farmers Insurance of St. Louis, led by the godlike man himself, Mark Lee, has the perfect opportunity for you.
Visit insurancecareerstl.com to speak with Mark Lee, the district manager of Farmers Insurance of St. Louis, to become a Farmers Insurance agency owner today.
Did you hear that, St. Louis? Go visit insurancecareerstl.com. Insurancecareerstl.com. That is INSURANCE, career, CAREERSTL.com.
To become a business owner today, again, one more time, visit insurancecareerstl, as in St. Louis.com today. right now, this second, or reach out to us at stlouispodcast.com and we'll introduce you to Mark Lee ourselves. And I promise he won't spell out insurance and career to you.